Didn't get a chance after the game to ask you, but just wondering if you can get your reaction on the situation involving David and Sarah.
Yeah, well, um, we all know that David's been suspended indefinitely, and um, I'm not going to say much more about it than that, other than, you know, guys on this football team, we take the football out of it. We talk so much about life and real life situations, and have people come in here and talk to our guys about them too. And it's hard on our football team, when something like that happens and you got a guy that's no longer part of your team in whatever capacity. So that's it on that.
Does he, just follow up real quick, does he stay on the roster on scholarship till that's done, or what do you do there? And then do you do anything specifically aimed at domestic violence in terms of, training and that kind of stuff? Or what do you do there?
Yeah. Yeah, he does, and obviously this is out of our hands. Now, as far as, his situation, school, and taking care of that continues. Team activities, it does not. During the bye week, we had a couple people come in here and talk to our team specifically on that for an hour and a half, on all those scenarios, and they did a great job. And the folks that were in here speaking to our guys, they did a great job. I really felt like getting their point across. I felt like with the activities they did, that was interactive with our players, it was maybe one of the better learning environments when it came to interaction, with young people and talking about real world issues. So, yeah, we do. And it's part of our Bronco family code. There's a lot of things, because we obviously feel very strongly about that in this program. We unfortunately read about other issues that happen in other sports, and those become topics of conversation. This is a constant learning. It's being the best in football, and it's being the best in life. And those are the two things that our whole program is based on. That's the mission. And whatever department or whoever comes in contact with our players is, how are we getting them to be the best in football? How are we getting them to be the best in life? How are we developing leaders through our football program? And that is our theme. That is our mission and what we try to accomplish. It doesn't go perfectly all the time, but we'll continue, and we're going to keep talking about those things and keep trying to work with our players to understand that, and the role they play in this community too, and the opportunities they have to be in a position where they can be role models and can give back to the community as well, and to not take that for granted.
Drinkwitz says he doesn't think the offense is broken by any means. He is still number one in the conference, which I'm sure you're proud of. My question is, how involved are you in the in-game play-by-play play calling process?
Yeah, oh, I'm involved. I'm involved in that. I don't call Coach Drinkwitz calls the plays, and I've got my opinions. I spend more time on the pre-planning before we actually go play, and I've obviously got my thoughts. Always will, love it. That's what I enjoy. That's the best part of why I got into coaching, because I love the X's and O's. Time gets to be a little more harder to deal with that, but though our offensive staff and our players, they've done a nice job of preparing. Am I satisfied? When you say statistically, that's great, but I'm not happy with the performances of not finding ways to win games. And when I was the offensive coordinator, Coach Pete was there, but I had it. And in wins and losses, I didn't get second guessed on that. And I know our guys spend time preparing. I know they're in there watching tape. I know that they're trying to put together the best game plan. I also know that I've got a few things from my experiences that can help, and I provide that as well. So nothing's broken. We haven't done a good enough job, and we have another week to go out there and try to find a way to shine and see if we can put that together and take advantage of some of these opportunities we've been given and go capitalize on it.
Going back to fall, as far back as fall camp, we talked a lot about depth at tailback, depth at wide receiver, and still seems like that's been an issue, and particularly as injuries have started to pile up, that's shown up. You have a couple guys you can count on there. You still looking for guys there, and then it looked like Thomas was kind of hobbled the other night. I wonder how much that actually affected him.
Thomas he got dinged. He's okay. He was still back out at practice. Nothing's going to keep him out. Yeah, there's been a few injuries on this football team, and one of the importance, about being on a team is creating depth. Having guys that come in there and have quality depth that can come in there and play, that are competitive and do their job. You hope that every year who you start with is who you're going to finish with, because you obviously made that decision for a reason. Doesn't always work that way, and this is football. Things happen. Guys get injured and guys are out. Do we have guys? Yeah, we have guys that can go make plays. We need to make them, and I know that they're working hard to do that. We just need to make more. And guys have made plays too. I think we're only as good as our last performance. Throughout the season in total, guys have made plays for us. The consistency part of it is something that on the offensive side of the football is always a goal and a key to having success. And we'll find that, and guys will step up and they will make plays. We need to do it more often. We're going to have to make some competitive plays in some situations which, we had opportunities, didn't go our way, but that's what we're constantly working on. And the game goes on. If something happens, a guy gets dinged, the game goes on. Sean Monster came in. I know we had a deflection the week before, then comes in and makes a great catch on a third and long situation and rips one up the middle of the field. And to me, it's about the consistency is what it is. And that goes back to the original, preparation, doing those things, knowing your game, being coached on your game, and, making it happen when it's time. And those are rewarding moments when that type of stuff happens. And even in a loss, I know Sean, for example, that's a rewarding play for him. He's contributing. He's doing his part for the football team. You hope it turns into a win and you can celebrate it more, but it didn't.
You talk a lot about winning the turnover battle, and you guys win it 4-0, I think, in that game. How disappointing is that, I guess, that goes your way, and yet the result still doesn't?
Yeah, well, that kind of throws out all that, doesn't it? When you come to stats, and we can go back to the stats are for losers now when that happens. But it's still the most important stat. Every coach would say that. And you win the turnover battle and you don't win the game. Very rarely does that happen. It comes down to explosive plays. It comes down to capitalizing on a couple more here and there. But that's what we set out to do. So from that standpoint, did we win the turnover battle? Is that the number one goal? Yes. And there's other factors in there of why we didn't win the game. Definitely made a point about that and needs to continue. That will go our way. Statistically, it'll go our way if we continue to do that. It did in this game. And I've told the team in the beginning of the year, hey, this is the number one stat that we talk about. Does it always work that way? No. Matter of fact, in the Washington game, we lost the turnover battle and we won the game. Now we've had one where we've won the turnover battle and we've lost the game. And so, that, I don't know if that might be a first, in a year together in a season where that's happened either way. And we've had that type of outcome on both ends. But still going to be hunting the ball, still going to try to keep the ball in our hands and not turn it over. And it'll go our way. If we do that and we play that way and we have that mindset still, it will go our way and we will make a few more plays that puts us in a chance to win the game.
I guess going back to you said everyone's disappointed and stuff, and I guess that how you mentioned what it's like around here, the fan reaction when you lose one game at home and then you lose two at home, and with the way you've lost some of the games with the turnovers and stuff the last couple of years, I guess that the fans, I guess, are kind of just questioning, I guess, where things are at this point overall. What do you say to the fans, I guess, and overall at this point, we're in your time here, just where do you see things and moving forward? What do you say maybe to fans out there kind of just wondering where the program is right now?
Well, I don't know what fans you're talking about, all right? And I know you're using that loosely. I know we have a lot of fans that believe in this program. I know we have a lot of fans that believe in these coaches and players. I know we have people that are disappointed. And I don't think there's a statement for any particular group other than keep bleeding blue. We're gonna correct it. We got to play better. We got to coach better. I've got to do a better job to make sure that we're more consistent every single game. And I know that, and I think that's the natural reaction, but I know we have a lot of people that support us. I know that we have a lot of people that believe in this place. What we have to do is everything I just said earlier. We've got to coach, execute, and overall handle the adversity better than we have. And there's a lot of reasons why that I'm not going to go into. It is what it is. The results on the football field say it all. And I've said this before, we're judged on 36 hours a year, and 6.5 of those hours have not been good these last couple games. So, but like I tell our players, we got to get back and go play again, and that's the beauty of it. We get another opportunity, and we're going to take advantage of it. We're going to make sure that we're prepared. We're going to make sure we go out there and play hard. We're going to make sure we handle adversity. We're going to be accountable for what we do on the football field, every single one of us. And we're going to go find a way to win. And I really feel like this week is going to be a great opportunity for us, and we go out there and play. I'm looking forward to this team showing up and playing his best football we played all year.
Obviously teams have taken this approach of blitzing a ton against you guys with this, kind of a spread style offense, and generally outside of Mike Leach, it seems like it's usually a quarterback who can run and kind of defend himself that way, and obviously Brett doesn't have that. How much of a limiter is that he can't beat the blitz by taking off and running and hurting a team that way?
Well, I think there's definitely some guys that are more nimble, that play the position and all that. He can beat it. He's done it before. I think he's, now it's not just on Brett. Let me say that. We've had some protection bust in there too, where a guy's coming free that should be picked up. And you know what? When we talk about toughness, and I talk to the quarterbacks about toughness, it's keeping your eyes downfield, trusting your protection, having a feel around you, and not watching the rush. Once your eyes go to that, you're lost. I think Brett has shown tremendous toughness of standing in there, and he took some hits and he popped right back up. And I know it hurt, and I know he's feeling it, and he gets right back up and keeps competing. So we've got to protect him better. He's got opportunities now. He's scrambled. He did a nice job on a couple of them, hanging in there to make a couple throws, and a guy pops where you're not expecting that. You know what? We don't want to take sacks. Sometimes you do in situations like that. But, yeah, Grant last year took off and made a few plays with his feet. At the same time, I still think, Brett's done some really nice things, throwing the ball down the field and taking advantage of when they do pressure. We've also hit some plays in those situations. So to me, it's, what's your game plan? I think naturally you have a true freshman quarterback. Let's come after him and see what he's all about. Well, teams have done that, and we've made them pay. Teams have done that, and they've made us pay. And to me, it's, for Brett, as far as his development, hey, be ready for it. And we're going to take advantage of that too, because we do have answers. And when we find it, you're putting yourself out there in a vulnerable position too, one-on-one. And it's that cat and mouse game. But I think he's hung in there, done a nice job. He knows he's got to be able to move in certain situations. But he's learning on the job as he goes, each and every game. And it's just making him better. We've obviously don't want that to happen. And that's making us better too.
Last one, Bob. How much better is he going to be moving down the line, having played all these games, having ups and downs during the season?
Well, yeah, I think it goes for everybody. I don't necessarily think always for the season prior. If you want to, you go back and look at the previous season, hey, there's great opportunities that we learned from that season too, but every year is different, Teams are also preparing for you differently as well in the games you've won. Experience-wise and showing toughness and his mentality and attitude, he's going to be much better. You're going to have a lot of great film to go back, good and bad, to learn from. You're going to be prepared and probably see things better as he goes. But that's happened also week to week. And I think for every player on our team, not just the quarterback, you're going to go back and study the good plays. You're going to look at the negative plays. You're going to learn from that, and you're going to be a lot better for it. And dealing with some adversity, as difficult as it is, it's all about how you look at it, and it's all about what you take from it. And if you really pay attention to why, how, and what needs to happen and how you can respond, I think that's what makes sports so great, is everybody faces it, and it's how you respond to it, all right, are really those key moments to being successful. And we're going to find that out this week when we go play. And I think we're going to find out that it's going to be a good response. Okay.
So what are you guys doing Thanksgiving meal?